call to you, the green and the green and we call to you from winter's green. We call to you, the green and the green and we call to you from forest dark.
Hi all, this is Colette from Witchways. I want to talk today about connecting to the land in winter. And besides, of course, getting out for walks and connecting with nature, I like to create an altar that can bring some of the magic of the land and nature to me. So the way that I do this is to go outside on a day when the weather is pretty decent and collect some objects. And I like to collect objects to represent sort of below, middle, and above. And so for below, I might collect moss, fallen branches, rocks, dried mushrooms. I especially like the dried mushrooms because the mycelial net is very magical, and I feel like mushrooms are the flowers of the mycelial net, so to speak. So I like to have that as my bottom layer. Then for my middle layer, I will add a jar or vase of flowers or greenery, and then to connect me with the upper layer or the overworld, I will add branches reaching for the sky. And maybe I'll put ornaments of birds, stars, moon ornaments, something like that on them in order to bring some of that celestial energy in. And as I'm gathering those objects, particularly the objects I gather from nature, I am being really mindful, taking my time, letting them know that my intention is to ask them to help me connect to the land even when I am indoors. And so then I will usually make an offering, usually just of water or my breath as I'm gathering those items up. Then when I'm in, I make those 3 layers. And the way I work with that altar then is I place a small bowl on the altar and I have a little bit of water with me. And I start by pouring a little bit of water in that bowl to sort of open the altar and to act as an offering. And then I ask those things to help me feel connected to the land in a right way. And that might include asking to be connected in right relationship to the original peoples of this land, which I then always follow up with some kind of physical act. And so then I pour a little water in that bowl and ask, as I said, for the altar to help me connect to the magic of the land. And then I just spend some time there and I try and practice focusing on the altar. And if my mind wanders, that's okay. It's like training a puppy. Just bring your focus back to the altar and try to viscerally feel it in your body. Now, magical techniques like this take a long time to learn. You have to kind of practice it a few times. Some people might feel it right away. You might feel it one time really powerfully and then not feel it at all for a week, and that's just normal, and you should not get discouraged about that. When your bowl of water gets full of offerings, take that water outside, offering it to the land, returning it to the earth, and then start refilling it over again. And I just do this as often as I can. The other thing that you can do if you don't want to deal with water or you're more inclined towards fire as an element is to have a candle that is well away from any dried pieces of greenery that you have on your altar and light it. Spend some time with your altar, asking again that that candle open that altar up and help you connect to the land. And when you're done, snuff the candle and relight it next time you want to do that. Even if you're just out and about doing things, when you get out of your car or get off your bike, and the minute your feet hit the ground, just try and take a second to be like, right, there is earth below me, even if it's under the concrete. And I am always a human walking on this land, and I am always connected to it, even when I don't know. And that can just take a second. offer a breath in gratitude and go about your day. You don't have to go into a big 10-minute trance in the middle of the parking lot with chanting. So I always tend to bring a lot of objects back from nature and place them on my altars. It's one of the main ways I make altars because I'm very land-based, very seasonal-based in my practice. So I'd love to hear in the comments if any of you have ways that you like to connect with nature in the winter. If you live somewhere where there is winter, some of you may live places where the season is reversed from up north, or some of you may live places where it's not very cold in winter. All right, thanks everyone for watching. And if you feel called, I would love it and appreciate it so much if you check out my Patreon page. But until next time, stay safe and be